Boom. Hola. Oh my God, I can't hear you.
You can't hear me. She can't hear me. And we're going to see what's going to happen with that. But she's going to tell us about her playbook and what's been going on and what to expect and what she has on the go. So, welcome. And can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Yeah, I should have worn an earpiece,
Okay,
looking
we hear
back.
you. I don't know if anybody's watching or if you're waiting to watch, and you hear us. Okay, just give us a thumbs up or something. But thanks for joining me
No worries.
today to
My
talk about
pleasure.
what's going on and sort of this never-ending story of being shut down and running a business for so long. That's been your heart and soul, and all the things that you've had to encounter because of COVID and around your life, as everybody else has.
Right.
So. Just you said you were in that you ran this business for 37 years, or you were
No,
in the
I mean,
kitchen for
here I've been
37 years?
8 years, but I'm one of the old cougars, so I've been doing this I'm on my, I think, 38th year, where all my
Yeah,
friends are retired and I'm just still slinging tacos.
right.
So
And
what happens when
and
you trip into this business?
and do you think a lot of people trip into this business?
Yeah. By
Yeah,
default, yeah.
but
Yeah.
not a lot of people decide to just open up a business. So they sometimes they
No,
just
people are smart if they don't.
yeah.
I'm not being funny. I'm just like, anyone out there who wants to open a restaurant, come and talk to me. I mean, I don't want to be all negative, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
tough to begin with, let alone all that's going on around it, right?
right. And you were saying, before we started, about not having a playbook and sort of just the unknown has sort of really increased the stress level with most people in business, but especially for restaurants. You want to tell us a little bit more about that? I don't
Sure.
think
I
people
mean,
really understand.
it's very hard to get motivated to come to work. I had a couple other things going on beside COVID, but it was hard for me to come back to work and um, continue doing what we're doing. I mean, how long? Like, it's just very difficult to stay motivated, and serving takeout is not like serving in the restaurant. You don't get the feedback. You don't. It's not presented as well. It's not hot by the time it gets there. I mean, it's a uphill battle with that, trying to conquer that. Let alone Uber. You have to be on Uber. It's a necessary evil. But just the absolute stress of knowing that every day I'm racking up a debt, and I don't even want to look at it, which is not responsible of me. But yeah, you just status quo. You just got to keep going or
And
close.
you're running this all by yourself, essentially. Like you don't have a partner or
No,
in business. It's just like
no,
a
it's
one-woman
me.
show. Yeah. And how many people were on your team and that you had to get rid of every single time that thing shut down?
So the first time we were, everyone wants the normal bag, but what if your normal was shitty, like to begin with? So I don't even know where I want this to go. I just want peace in the sense of not having to worry about money and not having to worry about customers not being happy or things like that. I mean, that's the battle. But we were about 20, 22 people before, and then I
Wow.
went down to nothing. I went myself for the first 3 months. We did cold food to go, like kits to go with actually a friend of mine. Two of my friends helped me, but um, yeah. And then I brought one server back, and then a cook back. So then slowly we were three, and now we're about four people a day, maybe.
Right. And then when you had that time out because of illness, you had time to reflect and did you make any decisions or you're still
Yeah, here's the one. I don't want to go back. I don't. No, I just said to myself, like, I understand where all these servers and cooks were off for so long and
okay.
reevaluated their life. I
Hmm.
for sure did that when I was off ill, and I was quite handicapped, so it was even more frustrating because I'm a bit of a doer goer, and I was stopped in my tracks. So, yeah, I had time to reflect, and did I come up with any genius idea? No. Did I, come up with some Band-Aid solutions, or throw something at the wall and hope it sticks. That's basically where we're at. Like every day is a new day. This was the store moved over to the restaurant. Now we needed seating, so I put this as a bar as the seating. Now we don't have seating inside, so now we're back to takeout. So there's a cost to that. There's money on the wall. In the middle of COVID, you got your COVID goggles on, then you got your December, January goggles on, and then you got your own life goggles on. So it's very hard to see clearly and to think clearly.
The year when your mouth is covered up with. So
it's like your motion goggles. When you talk about going out with somebody.
100%.
So I have like 3 goggles on, and it's blurry.
Yeah,
that's the best way to describe it. It's like I can't see and I don't know what I'm doing. That's basically it.
And so, were you expecting this new shot, like in the fall? Were you thinking we were out of it, or you thought you were expecting something to hit us again?
No, I thought there'd be again.
Yeah.
I'm actually was surprised that he shut us down, like in the sense of that Ford had the balls enough to do it because it's an election year. But what can you do? I mean, I'm lucky I have a small place. If you have a big place, that's a massive difference in trouble. You know what I mean? Like, because my rent's a little lower. I have less staff. And we were already doing takeout prep food to go. We also do prep food and the hot sauces. So that's kind of helped along. And now we have to add more prep foods weekly, probably, to deliver or to do something. I mean, we're trying to figure it out, honestly, this week. And figuring out the hours is a whole other thing.
Yeah. So prep food, you mean like take-home meals?
Yeah. So I have a freezer that we do. We do the kits. We do the taco kits and we do the nacho kits and that. But we also have tamales in the freezer. We have margaritas. We give you the umbrella, so it's cool. And then we have other things like tortilla. I have stuffed poblano. I have, chicken pot pie, chorizo lasagna. Like I have not just Mexican food, and that's where we're gonna pull away a little bit for the freezer and for prep food. It technically won't really be Mexican.
Okay.
I'm not Mexican anyway, so I know that might shock you.
But you were Cordon Bleu trained. I read that.
What?
That you went to Cordon Bleu to
I went to Cordon Bleu.
Blah. That
was a long time ago. A long time ago. Before Cordon Bleu was anywhere in the world, it was only in Paris and in here. It wasn't at the U of O, the big Vendôme or whatever. It was an apartment on Baseline.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
My mom's fantasy was always to go to France to do it there. But tell me now, when you were talking, what I heard you say was that it wasn't so interesting for you to do the takeout and not the presentation and the interaction, all that. And it seems to me that one of the big movements of this COVID is the birth of lots of ghost kitchens and not dining. And except for like if it's a special event, maybe the special restaurants will have dining. Do you believe that to be so? And do you think that
are there ghost kitchens? Absolutely.
No, not that there's ghost kitchens. No. That the dine-in model is dead.
Oh.
Except for like
I
special
think it has shifted forever.
Yeah.
I don't think it's dead. I just think it's never going to be. I'd like to believe that it'll be the same, but no. I mean, here, like before the lockdown, we were at 50% capacity. I have 18 seats, maybe. I couldn't even fill those.
Okay.
People have changed their habits. People are afraid to come out. It's for various reasons. People have stopped their habits, and also everyone a lot is on Uber and on their everything. Everybody wants everything now.
Yeah.
So that's why we're on Uber, but we lose 30%.
Yeah.
Which you name a business in the world that can run on giving away 30% off the top every day.
Yeah. No.
So. No. And you can't not be on their site. Like I could get a driver. I mean, it's not rocket science, but the point is you have to be on, it's the marketing and on their site that's the key.
Yeah. And for Uber, Skip especially, they were really a king at getting everybody to advertise for them. Oh, just put all these posters on your page. Why don't you do this? Those ads, and sell us to your restaurant, your customers. I'm like,
That's a
wow.
good way.
And
Yeah.
people did it.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah. Well, we have Skip too. Skip is really marginal. I don't even know why we bother at this point, but whatever. It's another avenue. It's
Yeah.
the key is to get different avenues of income, right? Like not just stay with just the hot tacos. Like we have to do other things. You just have to be progressive, and but what those things are is mind-boggling. Like I said, you need the goggles, and then even then it's tricky.
Yeah.
And it wears on you. It really. I mean, you want to talk about mental health. I mean, I'm not afraid to say that in the summer when I was at home, I ended up calling the crisis line, and I've never done that before. And thank God, obviously somebody answered, which could have been bad if nobody answered, but they did, and it does. It certainly got me through that day, but there's the repercussions after that, right? Like it's hard to dig deep down and find what you need to find to keep going.
Right.
And it's not just restaurants. I mean, I feel bad for these. I have kids next door to me. I don't know how their parents are doing it. They both work at home, and they have a 3-year-old and a 6-year-old. I have enough problems with my staff, 3 staff, let alone kids running around everywhere. Like, it's tough times, and we're gonna get through it. It's just a matter of time, and life works on time in the sense of when you're at the casino, it's time. The longer you're there, you're gonna lose money. Well, the longer we're here, the longer we're gonna, right? It's just.
So for the next little while, you're going to do take-home meals and pre-prepared kind of, or prepare at home like kits.
Yeah.
And how are you going to? How do you contact your people or the people who like your restaurant to keep them updated about that?
No fucking clue.
No fucking clue.
There's social media, but we've kind of, because now we have an online order, we do have some emails for people, so we'll just start slowly, step by step. Yeah, we just got to get the word out. That's the other thing.
Yeah. So what do you have on?
Is now you're competing with everybody, right?
Yeah.
Like, before I'm Mexican and then this and that, and I have a brand, but now I'm making tortilla, which because I'm French Canadian, but other people are doing that too. So the pie is a little smaller. Like we were doing Thanksgiving meals and that. I stopped doing it just because I can't compete with Farm Boy. I can't, there's big players out there that can handle that better than I can. So that we dropped that, but I'm going to try and bring back a weekly meal to go out Thursday or Friday, Saturday nights.
Okay. And so the best place to find out about that is to go to your website, or to go to, where would people want to go to find out if they want to find out from you?
Following us on social media probably is the best, because sometimes we make last minute decisions.
Okay.
But not everybody has social media, so what about grandma?
So are you talking so when you say social media, are you talking Facebook and Instagram, or just one of the two of them? Which one?
Yeah. Well, apparently people like me who are old, Facebook is passé, so Instagram is where it's at. I'm told that. What do I know?
Oh, well, you check your numbers and see.
Hey?
I think you could probably see some numbers. It just depends on how frequently people are engaging with your page. So
we are gonna.
If you're never on either one of them and you only do it sporadically, nobody's gonna see anything.
Okay, I appreciate that input.
Yeah, because both of them, like Facebook owns both of them, and they're not going to share it out.
Yeah. They'll always
keep it secret. Yeah. Anyway, so how can anybody help you out today?
I think it's like anything. It's patience and be kind to people, and have an understanding of, I don't want to be a sad sack. I don't want you to feel sorry for me, but and then the other thing too is now everyone are asking you to buy takeout. Well, some people can't afford takeout. I can't afford takeout myself. I stopped ordering takeout. I'd love to support local, but I'm sorry, and I get it. And, people who used to probably buy takeout, I have regulars here that don't stop by. Well, they don't stop. their life has changed, and I get it, and I'm not gonna blame them or anything. It's just it definitely has changed each and every one of us.
Yeah. And the cost of food around everywhere has gone up a lot of money too.
Yeah,
That's
like
whether we
oil,
buy it
like,
from
let's
somebody
just
who cooks,
eh?
whether we get it from a restaurant or the grocery store, it's still like
100%, right? So I mean, I'm buying from a wholesaler. It doesn't matter. It's still the truck costs money. This costs money.
yeah,
And like even just like oil, 20 liters of oil used to be $23, $24. It's at 48.
double.
You know, how many people in the restaurant business don't use oil? Like
Nobody.
that's a 100% increase, right?
Yeah.
On the one item.
Mm.
So it's just a ripple effect. Like plus the wage increase and then the living wage, and it's a tumbleweed.
Yeah.
It's like
So-
catching raindrops, man. Like, right? That's what it feels like. So if you want to open a restaurant, you can talk to me and find out how wonderful it is.
This is Donna. Beware, come and talk to her first. In between, go to Ola Cucina and see what they have. I guess you should watch their social media pages first before you go in. And maybe you'll find something you'd love to eat. I heard it was delicious. And I think Catherine Landry's like a really big fan, amongst your many, I'm sure.
Thank you.
And thank you for speaking with me today.
No problem. My
and
pleasure.
I hope this doesn't last too much longer for you.
No.
Maybe
be
by
safe
the
out
spring.
there, huh?
And kind.
Merci.